What's up? It's Newport, and you are here with Neon Owl on Groove Cruise.
What's up, everyone? I'm Elaine.
I'm Nikita.
And I'm Newport.
And you're here with Neon Owl on Groove Cruise. That was really good.
That was a good take.
That was great.
Come on, baby.
Okay, we are day 2 of Groove Cruise. How you feeling? What do you think? What's your first time experience?
Dude, so this is so sick, first of all. I have already kind of lost my voice, so bear with me. But yeah, this is awesome. It's like a nonstop party and stuff. I feel like it's almost too much for me to comprehend. I'm like super extroverted and like always down to party, so like I'm kind of realizing like, oh, I should probably pace myself because it's day 2 and I'm already like, I need a nap, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah, but played a set last night and went super well and had a lot of fun with it. And it's cool to just see like so many different things going on at the same time, and everyone's just kind of like finding their own groove or whatever. They'll like stop in and stuff. So it's fun. It's a lot.
The energy was crazy for your set. You were crazy and the crowd was crazy
well,
too.
thank you.
Yeah, really lived up to that EDM Thor type moment.
Oh my God.
People keep referring to you as. I'm just like
my God.
Please don't
watching
let
you
the
up
hair
there.
down, you know what I mean? Like,
Let it out. Well, thank you.
what's something you're most excited for when it comes to Groove Cruise?
So I feel like I've experienced a little bit of it already, so I'm like that kind of excitement is like, all right, heck yeah, I know what I'm in for a little bit. I think what I'm looking forward to is Saturday, the emo stage that me and Nikita are playing. Like,
He's gonna have black eyeliner. Are you gonna wear eyeliner as
Again
well?
with this.
I feel
I
like
left it too, so
Don't
Elaine's
worry,
gonna
I
have
got
to.
you. I got you.
Okay. I'll
So
hit
you're
you,
gonna
I'll
be like
hit you,
eyeliner twinsies.
Yeah, come on.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I'm super stoked for that stage. I'm just excited to see what everyone does because it's like it has a theme, so it's not necessarily just going to be like, you know, Nikita Page or Newport or Sounders playing that stage too. So like it's going to be, you know, kind of tailored to that theme, and I'm excited to see what everyone does with that. And then, yeah, other than that, I mean, just excited to see everyone's sets and have fun and stuff. Yeah, played in the main pool on Sunday. I'm stoked for that too. And just excited to soak it all in. You know?
Is there a specific set you're looking to catch?
That's tough.
Aside from all our friends.
Yeah, I feel like I've seen most of my friends play before at like a festival or something like that. So I don't really know. I feel like I would love to catch an A-Craze set because like I'm just curious what he does because I love his music. So
Did you miss the
The
B2B last
B2B,
night?
which
I
read
did.
last night.
It was
3
so
to 4
late.
something,
Yeah,
It was
5,
so
whatever,
late.
in
I was
the morning.
like, I was in for like half of Nurko's set, and then I was like, I know
Oh, yeah.
that B2B is gonna be crazy. I just like I need to go to bed. So.
I was like, Sam, I love you, but you got like many more sets coming.
Yeah.
But I heard it popped off. It was crazy.
Yeah, I'm sure it was. Bummed to miss it. Yeah.
Let's chat a little bit about music. So, you know, it's been awesome watching your career over the last couple of years since I've kind of saw you kind of make your way from, you know, just playing some of the side stages to really, you know, taking the reins and playing some bigger shows. You know, how has your musical journey kind of changed since you first started producing, especially, you know, for a new producer like me, to where you are now, you know, you're playing, you know, these awesome festivals. You know, what did that journey look like to you musically and thematically?
Yeah, so it was kind of like at first like producing and stuff because I've been producing for like 8 years and like professionally as Newport for like 5 or 6, I think. And so at first it was kind of just, you know, a hobby that grew into like, oh, okay, like I'm making music I'm kind of proud of, like let me put this out. And then, you know, really like I kind of started getting the inkling of like I want to play shows and stuff like right as the pandemic hit. And so over the pandemic I was like, you know what, I'm just gonna make as much music as possible and like really tried to like capitalize on the fact that I had all this extra time. Got to put a lot of songs out, and that's when me and my manager started working together. So coming out of the pandemic I feel like I had a ton of momentum to capitalize on, and things just kind of like 2021 I played I played like 2 club shows as Newport before the pandemic that I don't even really count because they were just kind of like, you know, buddies were playing a show and they're like, hey, come play with us or whatever. And so like 2021 was kind of my first official like Newport set where I was like, all right, I'm playing my own music, all that kind of stuff. And then, you know, like my 3rd set was Lost Lands. Like things just like
really
Well, that escalated very quickly.
I jumped in like head first and then like since then have just been kind of like riding this like high of like, heck yeah, let's just keep going. And like luckily I have a great team behind me that is just pushing me constantly, and I'm pushing them. I feel like I text my manager 100 times a day like, hey, I've got this idea, like we gotta. And so like I'm so hungry all the time because I'm so excited because it's my passion. So I'm just like, hey, every single idea I have, like let's see what we can do with it.
That's awesome.
And yeah, so I feel like because of that, like I've been super like grateful and lucky to just have a career that like seems like it's very much on the come up. So I'm super excited about that. And yeah, it's just a lot of time spent in the studio and making things that try to push the envelope for me. And then on stage just having as much energy as possible to make sure that everyone sees my set and knows like, hey, this is what I'm about. So
yeah. What would you say has been, in all the madness, the highlight so far, the highlight moment?
Dude, that's so tough.
Aside from Groove Cruise, obviously.
Yes. Groove Cruise is super sick. So I feel like one of my favorite like weekends of the past like year or so was honestly Lost in Dreams, which is like earlier this month. And like for me that was a cool moment because like I got to play a really good set and there was a great crowd and like great response to my set. That was a lot of fun. But also like just all the friends that like I knew were there. And so like getting to hang out with like Trivecta and Midas and Amity and there's so many people that were there, like Crystal Skies, Arm & Hammer, like everyone was there, and I was like, oh my gosh, like I've met a lot of these guys on the road like over the past year or so, and so just like all of us being in one place, like it not only was like this really cool set for me, but it's also cool to just be like, oh my gosh, like a year ago, 2 years ago, like I was like looking at these guys like I would love to meet them one day, and now I'm like talking shop and just hanging out with them. I'm like, this is like so crazy, and like I still do look up to them, but like it's cool to like feel like I'm like one step closer to being like even on the playing field. Like it's really cool. So
yeah,
man, I can relate to that so much because the first group I played in January, it was just like, oh my god, and you're farther along in your career when you actually got a chance to meet them. I'm still like starting at the bottom, so I'm like,
find your way.
Now
I'm
it's
like, you
just
look normal,
like junk food at 4 a.m. in the morning, just casually chit chat. It's awesome. Let's chat about so Newport, right? Correct me if I'm wrong. I believe that's in reference to where you're from, right?
So yes, it's in reference. So I started making music in Newport News, Virginia.
Okay.
Everyone always asks me if I'm from Newport, California.
Yeah, we had that whole combo yesterday.
The first question is, are you from Newport, California? And then the second thing is, you look like you're from Newport, California.
Oh my god, that is true. Look at this.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
Not at all.
Yeah, but Newport News, Virginia, and I went to a school called Christopher Newport University.
Got it.
And that's where I started making music in college. So
that's awesome.
It's kind of a paying homage to that.
So what would you say, such fast growth and then such an exciting career so far, just the last 2 years alone, what do you think, your friends and your folks back home are thinking about, like, their son going off and their friend going off into, playing huge shows in Vegas and, California?
I mean, dude, I'm super lucky to have two parents that are, like, incredibly supportive of me. And my sisters as well. My whole family is just, like, incredibly supportive. And I think, it's funny because like when like the initial interaction, like when I tell people I'm a DJ and stuff, like just in normal life, like a lot of times it's kind of written off as like, all right, yeah,
okay,
he's a DJ.
Can you come spin at my wedding?
Yeah. I get asked still for like friends from college. They're like, hey, like I know you're like some celebrity or something, but will you still DJ my wedding? And I'm like, hey, like thank you for asking, but I'm sorry. Yeah, but I feel like the response in general has just been super positive. Like everyone's like very very supportive of things, and I don't feel like I've received any sort of you'll never make it or anything. Like I didn't really ever hear that, which was cool, and maybe I just didn't pay attention to it, and someone was saying to that, and I was like, I don't even know what you're talking about.
That's what happens to extroverts that are just like
exactly.
going,
Yeah, I'm just like mile a minute, and I don't really concentrate on that stuff. But yeah, it's cool to feel a lot of support from my family, from my friends and stuff, and it's just been super cool. So
Yeah, speaking of that support, so you're in a pretty similar situation as myself, and a lot of producers, especially our community base, and even people you wouldn't expect, where you have to maintain a 9 to 5, a day job, to be able to continue your music career. And how do you balance that with you have to work during the day, you have to produce on your off hours. What kind of support do you have to kind of really keep that momentum going?
So caffeine is huge. Yeah, I mean, I think like music is such an important part of my life, and it always has been since I was like a 2-year-old banging on pots and pans in the kitchen. Like it's always been super huge for me, and it's been like a therapy for me as well. And so like fortunately, even as it's become a career for me as well, it hasn't stopped being that like therapeutic kind of thing. Sometimes it feels like I'm having to do this, but like more and more I'm like like DJing is my career, and my like 9 to 5 is just kind of this thing I have to do to get health insurance and a little help pay the mortgage. But yeah, I think like I've been fortunate to have a job where I have a little bit more flexibility. I mainly work from home, and my company has been good about saying like, hey, like if you have to take off a little bit of time here,
if you gotta go to a group cruise, then go
yeah,
on,
exactly.
then go on ahead.
So this is like my week vacation right here. But yeah, it's a lot of sacrifice. It's a lot of saying like, hey, I would love to like go hang out with my friends who are doing this random thing on a Wednesday night, but honestly, like I have a track I have to finish up, or I have this thing that I really want to concentrate on. I'm in the groove. I can't hang out. And weekends I still try to see them as much as possible, but especially being on the road a lot this fall and earlier in the year, it was hard because I was like missing out on stuff all the time. And so yeah, just like having that drive and hunger to be like, what, like the sacrifices I'm making, they're hard and they're tiring sometimes, but it's gonna be worth it one day. Like that's enough for me to just keep pushing through.
That's awesome.
What are 3 of the things that you would attribute to your just grind and success?
I would say, passion behind the music, like that's like something I feel like you have to have passion in order to like keep pushing past the like very difficult times. I think it's a support system. Like honestly, most of my friends at home don't listen to EDM at all, but they're still very supportive of what I do.
Yeah.
And they're like, what, like we don't really love EDM, but like we love your stuff. And I'm like, maybe you're just saying that, but that's fine.
We'll still come to your shows.
Yeah, exactly.
Even though we can't stand the music.
You send them a track, you're like, what do you think of this track? Oh yeah, it's great.
Yeah,
it's like you send them another one. Oh, this is great. It's like,
and they're like only listening to like Carrie Underwood and stuff. But yeah, it's still like having just like a family at home to say, hey, like regardless of if I'm having a good time, a bad time in music and in life, like they are there for me. I think having a support structure, whatever that looks like, is super important for when the times go south a little bit, because you need people in your life to say, to kind of hold you up sometimes.
Yeah.
And I would say also just like positivity. I think that's super important. Like just having a positive outlook on things. Like even when things go south, even when you're like, shoot, I really wanted that, record deal, or I really wanted that, publicist to reach out to me about this song, or I really wanted this sync deal, whatever it is, and things fall through all the time, regardless of what stage you're at. Just being like, what, like that kind of sucks, I'm gonna take it in this moment, I'm gonna sit with it, and then I'm gonna move on and be positive about like, hey, like so Monica in the panel earlier kind of talked about like, hey, continuously upward, like you're gonna have downward spikes and stuff, but as long as you're moving upward over time, I think that's super crucial. So
yeah, out of a lot of the artists we've sat with, most of them lean on more the introverted side. You strike me as, and you already said, an extrovert.
Yes.
Super positive. Like, how often do you have your low moments? When do they come, and how do you deal with that?
Yeah, I think, they certainly come, and I think in the music side of things, like there's things all the time where I'm like, shoot, I really wanted this opportunity, I didn't get it, oh well. And when those moments come, I think like talking about it with my friends or my wife or whoever, that's super clutch, because you have that support system to kind of say like, hey, like I need to sit in this for a moment. So talking about it is super helpful as an extrovert. And then like sometimes I do have to kind of like I think being extroverted, it means that I get my energy from other people, and I capitalize on it. But at the same time, like sometimes I need to just like sit with things by myself. And I think it's very healthy to kind of, take your time by yourself, like lock yourself in your room or your studio or whatever. Just be like, all right, I'm just going to sit here relax a little bit. And I definitely need that time sometimes. So I take it as much as I can.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Well, should we get to some fun questions?
Let's get to some
do it.
Nikita, let's kick us off with some fun stuff.
Well, we could do the ones we've done before, but I want to start off with one of the cool things about Groove Cruise is the artist activations, and someone is playing on a Beer Olympics team on Saturday.
Yeah,
So
baby.
first, tell our viewers watching back home, what's the strategy looking like?
Look, the strategy, plain and simple, is we're gonna love beer first, all right, and we're gonna hustle hard second. Okay, so Beer Olympics is I've heard some inside information that it's for time. So time is going to be crucial. We need to make sure our transitions are clean. We need to make sure that we're having fun with it. Treat it like a frat party,
Oh,
but
Lord.
also it has Olympics in the title, so you need to make sure that you're competitive about it.
You
That's
hear
the
that?
strategy.
Love beer, hustle, put that on a shirt, sample that,
Boom.
put it in a drop. You heard it here
Bam.
first.
Yeah, there you go.
I was gonna say I can't. Well, I don't love beer, but I hustle. So how does that work out for someone like
We can
myself?
capitalize on it. I would say, here's the deal: if you can hustle, we can out hustle the lack of like for beer.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Okay, done.
Yeah.
Okay, all right. So you're the captain of the ship, and you can take us anywhere in the world. Where's this cruise sailing to?
Oh my gosh, that's an awesome question.
You are the captain now.
You are the captain now.
I would. Here's the thing: I don't know if it would have like the infrastructure for this, but I've always wanted to go to the Maldives.
Oh, okay.
And I feel like that would be a sick place, like island hop, and
Yeah.
have like sets on the islands or whatever. Like I feel like that'd be
that's
sick.
the first.
So.
That's the first of that we got actually.
Absolutely.
Maybe
yeah.
we can make it happen.
I mean, the cruises do stop at islands and they'll ferry you onto the islands and
There
stuff.
you
So
go.
that's definitely one of.
Come on, baby, let's make it happen. give me a hat.
Very cool.
Next question then is: if you were on a deserted island, what 3 items would you bring with you?
Whew. Let's see. I feel like I'd have to bring something practical. So maybe like a fire starter or a knife, something that I could, kind of
On
use
par
for
with
survival.
blank
and
right
stuff.
now.
Yeah,
like
let's say very logical.
Some are very
rational.
logical. Some answers are just completely
Space people.
Well, I gotta go back and forth a little bit.
not
'cause-
rational.
So here's the thing. I definitely need something practical. So I'd probably go knife because I feel like I did Boy Scouts. I don't remember much of it, but I feel like I maybe after trial and error could start a fire with
Okay.
just
Okay.
some wood or whatever. So we're going knife. Second is some sort of filtration device for water,
Okay.
whatever that looks like.
That's.
And then
Crazy.
3, because I don't know how long I'm going to be there. I need some sort of like entertainment or something. I'm not a huge reader,
Yeah.
but I feel like I would probably bring the Bible because I'm a Christian, and I feel like biblical study is just like it's something that you can use, and it's wisdom. So I would bring that to keep me entertained.
Very good.
Amazing.
Yeah, that was pretty similar.
Yeah,
to
Blank literally
to
said like
what
a
JP just
filtration
said.
straw or
Yeah.
whatever he said. So
Yeah.
that's amazing.
Gotta survive. Gotta survive.
If you can bring only one person with you to this deserted island, who's that person?
That'd be my wife, Kat.
Yep.
Yep. Gotta bring her.
Amazing.
Good question. But yeah, just to kind of wrap it up on the Groove Cruise questions, as you see, plenty of people dressing up for themes every day.
Yes. Oh my gosh.
You never, especially for our first timers here, you never know, like, do I bring costumes or not bring costumes? And you realize everybody is dressed up.
It's crazy, dude.
Yeah, and
Everyone.
there's some clever ones.
Yeah.
If you got a chance to just hijack one of the themes and say everyone's got to dress up like this, what would you pick?
Oh, dude. That's a good question. Probably, I think an emo theme would be really fun to see everyone do.
Yep.
Or like 90s hip hop and make like all
Okay.
these people that are wearing like
yeah, we've had one like that
fishnets and
before.
bikinis, make them wear like freaking baggy clothes. Everyone's got to walk around in like sweatpants and stuff. I think
With
that'd
their
be funny.
fat gold chains and stuff
Yes,
like that. Yeah,
yes.
Funny to do
Jewelry,
honestly
deck
both
it
on the
out.
same night.
We-
So it's like seeing who picks one. You got a bunch of goth people walking around and a bunch of people.
That'd be so funny.
Sweatpants and chains.
Oh yes,
Yeah,
goth
that'd be
versus
awesome.
like,
Battle.
versus 90s
Yeah.
hip hop. Oh yeah, that'd be awesome.
Definitely.
All right. So then to wrap it up, what are you most grateful for right now? And then what can we expect in the next few months and next year from Newport?
Alrighty, what I'm most grateful for is honestly anyone who listens to my music. Like for real, thank you a million times over. It is not lost on me that there are many of you, and it is really cool. Like I just make this stuff in my bedroom and I put it out, and like the fact that you guys vibe with it at all, like it means a lot to me. Like so, thank you. And please know, if you ever see me at a show or on the street or anywhere, come say hi.
He's
like,
an extrovert.
I'm an extrovert, yes. So, like, for real, like, don't think you're inconveniencing me. Like, you mean a lot to me, so I want to make sure that, like, you know that. So please come say hi. Never feel too shy. What's coming up next? So I do have a track dropping on October 27th. It's called Bliss, and it's with Casey. It's coming out on Lost in Dreams Records, and I'm super stoked for it. It's been like 2 years in the making, so I'm excited to finally have that out. And then may have 1 or 2 more in the tank before the end of the year. So
amazing.
Yeah, stoked for it.
Awesome. Well, thanks for hopping on. It was amazing to catch your high energy set last night, and we can't wait to catch you on the rest of this boat.
Absolutely. Thank you guys so much.
Absolutely. Good luck on Saturday. You're gonna need it.
I'm gonna bring the eyeliner.
I meant for the Beer Olympics.
I got it.
Oh yeah, oh my God, yeah. I need that luck.
Oh,
Yeah,
God.
just, you don't need luck for the set.
Amazing.
You got that in the bag.
All right. Thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you guys.
Awesome.
All right, cool.